a British citizen has been banned from entering the United States of America. Oh, how dare they? Well, this particular individual happens to be my brother-in-law. Anyway, before I tell you a story, please beat the old like button because it helps the channel, you know. Well, my brother-in-law happens to be a bit of a grifter, that he is. And such, I think I need to give you a bit of context to this story. This individual is a rip-off merchant. I know it firsthand since we were business partners. We had a radio station together, and all he was interested in was ripping the bands off. Yes, we were an unsigned radio station, providing a platform for young musicians, bands of all genres to play on our station. But all he was interested in was the money and how much he could, well, cream off them. Sign them up to contracts that, quite frankly, were, well, borderline illegal, I would say. No, I got out. No, I did. So I went against my own morals. Yeah, okay, you can call me a righteous son of a bitch if you like. I don't care. I don't rip people off. Well, he also ripped me off by quite a considerable amount of money. But do you know what was worse? Is when I found out, well, actually I was there at the time, when he ripped off his own mother and his own father for £37,000 in a property sale. Yes, the man has no morals. Needless to say, I haven't spoken to him for many years. But when I hear that this grifter has been banned from entering the United States for 90 days, well, obviously it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. Well, this is basically how it goes. The man fell in love with somebody online. You know how those sort of stories go, don't you? Anyway, he decided that he was going to meet up with, oh, hello, Wally. Yeah, he was going to meet up with this woman, yeah, in the United States, and they hit her off. So, he's been over there a couple of times. But his latest visit, he overstayed, he did, by, well, around 15 days. Don't get me wrong, it's not the end of the world. But now he can't reapply for his, you're a bit hot, mate. You're a bit hot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Do you want a bit of beer? Go in the shade. Go in the shade. He's not helping, is he? You ready? I want to get my story. Oh, okay. He's going to lean on the camera. Mate, it's too hot here. It's too hot. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to keep that in. Besides, I very rarely edit the videos anyway. Anyway, this is how it basically goes. I might take him indoors in a minute. He's going to overheat. Now, God, that threw me, I'll tell you. So yeah, he applied for a 90-day ESTA. Now that's basically what you have to do if you want to go and visit the United States for more than a holiday. So you get your ESTA, and it gives you 90 days. It's a bit like a Schengen visa, I suppose. You know, if you come to the European Union. But he overstayed it by 15 days. He told everybody, right, that, oh, well, yeah, I got a 15-day extension. Really? No, you didn't. You can't extend an ESTA. You can renew an ESTA, but you can't extend the ESTA. And generally speaking, you need to be back in your native country first. So yes, he could come back to the United Kingdom and reapply for his next ESTA visa. So, you know, it's like an entry-exit system they have in the United States. A bit like I say, the ETIAS system that will be at some point coming into play in the EU, but also the UK's ETA system. Yeah, for immigration purposes, to make sure that, you know, people are, you know, abiding by the rules, I suppose. We know who you are and all that, you know. Big Brother watching and all that. But you see, it's not possible to extend or renew a current ESTA travel authorisation while you're actually in the in the US. Now, if you've got a current ESTA, and that ESTA is still in play, I mean, if you've only done, I don't know, two months out of your 3 months, so to speak, and there's some time left on it, you can renew it. But I'm fairly certain you have to be out of the country. Maybe somebody can confirm that for me. So, anyway. He tried to tell everybody that he got this 15-day extension. He told Mother he did. Yes, Mum and Dad can't see well, that he's done any wrong, that he ripped them off. But he clearly did, because I saw him doctor the paperwork from the actual solicitors of a house sale. So yes, this man has no morals, and he's a grifter. That's basically what he is. He is a grifter, and all his life he's been a grifter. From one dodgy deal to another. One was like selling tyres to the to Russia, to ecologically burn them for power stations or something like that, or some bizarre. Oh, the man's horrendous. He's horrendous, and I know him quite not intimately, but very, what's intimately? We worked side by side, you know. I soon realised that he wasn't a moral man. By no means was he a moral man. You're both stone parents. Who does that, really? So anyway, he reapplied, and the answer was no. And now he has to wait 90 days until January 2024. So, well, yeah, tough tea, I say, because he was an overstayer. You know, you get banned if you're an overstayer. And same applies in the EU. If you overstay your 90 in every 180 days, or even in the UK, you can get yourself banned, you know, for a period of time. It's love, eh? It's all that love. As you probably tell, I'm gloating on this a little bit because, quite frankly, the man has no morals whatsoever. He's a horrible individual, and he's in the same ilk with his brother. His brother is also a horrible individual, but he's an obvious horrible individual. He's the sort of person who will steal something straight in front of you and do a runner. Do you know what I mean? That's who he is. He used to put his kids on lookout while he went and stealing car radios. You know, it used to be a thing, car radio, and now these days it's all like what part of the vehicle in it. But yeah, that's what he used to do. That was one brother-in-law. And the other one, Richard. Oh, did I say his name? Oh, never mind. Anyway, he was he wasn't an obvious criminal. He was a likeable. He is likeable. People who meet my brother-in-law for the first time, how you don't actually know him, think he's fantastic, you know, think he's lovely. You know, he's great. He's helpful. He do things for you and all that sort of stuff. Meanwhile, he's scamming. He's a grifter. Confidence builder. That's what he's about. And some people believe what he says. Now, I should have really, to be honest about it, I should have had more sense, because I knew what he was about before I actually went into business with him. And after he was in Davy Rice's, yes, he tried to kill himself. It's quite sad, really, in some ways, because he didn't do a proper job. Oh, did I say that, lad? All that. But anyway, he ended up in Davy Rice's. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, me and my dear missus actually went to visit him. I'm a prat, I know. But anyway, we went to visit him in Davy Rice's. And he's having like psychological help and stuff like that, because he was found. They don't think that he actually, his intention is a cry for help, I think, because he was going through a divorce at the time. His wife worked him out quite quickly. And so I went in there. I thought I'd give him benefit of the doubt and what have you. Big stare of my big starer. Anyway, I went in there, I had some fake boobs on under my shirt. And I went in there. Oh, it's just practice sort of things that I do. I mean, it's just a little bit weird, really. Maybe I would have got locked up. I should have been in there. I was crazy, but there you go. So anyway, I gave him a bit of a doubt, and then we went into business together. Now, we did actually do work for the RSPCA together, and that was actually quite a good experience. But when we got into the radio, he saw the money again. It's like any help that he got in Davy Rice's that kind of settled his mind, that shut all those drawers, where basically he didn't know how to deal with stuff, and was basically just sideswiped. So he was no longer that rehabilitated person. And I soon once we got the radio station, I soon realised that, like I say, he wasn't a moral man. I had to get out. It wasn't good for my own mental health, let alone my dear wife's, because obviously I was bringing this stuff home, you see, and it was causing irritations, not arguments, but heated conversations between me and Caroline over her brother-in-law. Because at the end of the day, until she wised up, it was a case that she didn't believe what I was saying, basically, which made it very testing situation. So anyway, go back to my old brother-in-law and his excursions in the US, which he can't do at the moment until January 2024. He's now considering doing a similar thing in Canada, and they're going to meet up in Canada, him and his new lover. That's a weird love story, isn't it? Anyway, so he's going to do a Canada version of this. The other thing about this woman, apparently her father is Scottish. So if it doesn't pan out, she's even considering getting herself a Scottish passport. Yeah, a UK passport, a Scottish passport. It's a UK passport because, yeah, a bit of Scottish passport when Scotland leaves the United Kingdom, or disunited Kingdom. But anyway, you might get a passport on the basis of that, you see. That's how much he's brainwashed this woman. She's got to come unstuck. Like everybody who gets touched by this man, they do become damaged goods. I would say I'm damaged goods because of him. It's made me very sceptical about people. It's made me very, very difficult to trust people. When people are close to you, they rip you off, and an emotional turmoil. He even tried to take me to court. My other brother-in-law tried to take me to court for an accident that he had. He said he had at my place of work, which he didn't. He fell off a flipping motorbike. Not just fell off a motorbike, he crossed off flipping crossroads on a motorbike. He did like 3 somersaults on the bike while he left the bike, and then it got up on a lamppost. Ended up busting his spleen up and all that sort of stuff. He had a hell of a trouble. And then he tries to, he managed to convince lawyers and what have you to try and take me to court for $250,000. This is my family. Now I'm a little bit, how to put it, disgruntled with him. Okay, nothing happened in the end because it's, to start, I didn't want to go through the courts or anything like that. Cause just you can imagine the hassle and the family, so I just paid him off. I paid $5,000 in the end. It's still $5,000 I didn't really have. It was worth this not to put Caroline and myself through all this aggro. It already split the family apart. So that's the other brother, Kevin. But this one, going back to Richard, you see, he's got no morals. Anyway, he wants to try and get this passport. Get this the ESTA version, for the Canada. But you know what they're going to do is when you fill these things in, it says, "Have you ever been rejected by any other country or whatever?" Yeah. Well, obviously he's going to have to lie because he's already been rejected by the United States. See, this could go on and on. This could, you see, good. And so his new lady friend is talking about getting a UK passport. They're also going to try get themselves into Canada to meet up in Canada and live there for a bit under the same sort of scenario. Oh, it's ridiculous. See, the thing is, I've got some information here regarding, it's on my phone here, cases of overstaying a period of stay in the US. Let's say, for instance, you've got your ESTA. Now, if you overstay by 180 days or more, or less than a year, you'll get banned for 3 years. Now, he's got 90 days because there's only like 15 days overstay. But if it's over a year, you'll get banned from entering the US for 10 years. Blimey. Well, it doesn't say anything about fines or anything. I couldn't find anything to get fined or whatever. I think they're just glad to get you out of the country as soon as possible. It's kind of their goal. And obviously, anything that ends up being costs, doesn't it? So it ends up costing more than what they get from the fines. So there you go. So there's a little story for you regarding my rather unscrupulous brother-in-law, who doesn't do a lot online, I have to admit, although I did find him on a dating site once, which I shared about a bit, as you do. And there's all lies on there, his income and stuff like that. He's been doing maintenance work more recently for rental properties for his son. He worked for his son, and his son doesn't actually pay him. Pays him a little bit of cash, but wasn't actually paying him any actual physical money. He's paying for his accommodation and providing him with a vehicle because he knows his father is unscrupulous. Has no control. His mind's all over the place. He's constantly on the phone trying to working on scams. Yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you what. You tell me, if you've got... no one's going to say anything here, are they? I've got to get no comments here. Yeah, if you've got a member of the family that you consider as living a little bit, dysfunctional, or is your family dysfunctional? Maybe Brexit has done it to you. I know it did it to our families a little bit. regarding Brexit. My father, for instance, you know, something on here actually mentioned I should forgive him, what have you. I find it really difficult because he voted for Brexit and he's really arrogant about it. He's a Farage supporter, or he was until he died. He died like 3 weeks after, 3 weeks after he put the cross in the wrong box. It's just nuts. Anyway, there you go. I thought I'd share that with you, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'm saying, sitting there, or laying there on the grass, what have you, and I'm a bit worried about the bugs, so considering that France has got a bed bug problem. But this isn't a bed, it's the grass. So it's probably going to be red ants. Anyway, we're doing a rewilding here in France, and this is one of the fields that we are planting trees on. And if you want to be a part of that, there is a GoFundMe link down below in the description. And what we do is, our promise is to you that we'll plant a tree on your behalf. We'll also put a sign with that tree. And it could be just your name, or maybe it could be in memory of a loved one or a pet or whatever. You know, as long as it's not too long. Yeah, because the sign's too big, you see. So, yeah, there's a link down below for that. And we're also doing willow arbours now as well. We'll start doing those. So we'll be planting very soon. The ground is still a bit softening up, but it's still a bit hard. So we're waiting until the ground's moist enough so the trees don't get damaged. With not lack of water in it. Obviously we'll water them, but it's quite a lot to do. It's best to wait a little while. At the end of this month, I reckon, we'll get the old post hole borer out and we'll start whacking loads of holes in the ground and putting loads of trees in the ground. And the signs that I've already got ready to go in, with the trees, we'll do that at the same time. So if you'll be part of that, there is a GoFundMe link down below, and you can have your very own tree here in France, that you will. Anyway, it's time for me to go, so I'll say ta-ta now, So please comment down below and boot the old like button because it helps the channel. Have a lovely weekend. Yeah, and obviously, a lovely day. Toodaloo!